Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get started with a conversation around our National Juntos convening. Thank you all so much for joining us. This is our second call that we've had in regards to the planning of this convening. I know that I said it the first time and I'll say it again. This is our convening. We're working together to think about what Juntos looks like as a national program. And so during this time, this call, we're going to focus a lot of attention around the logistics, the things that we need to focus on as we prepare for March 25th. So without delay, and here I'm having technical difficulties. It's not letting me go to the next slide for some reason. There we go. So we're going to have a conversation around logistics, the schedule again, state presentation service project that I know some of you brought up during the first call, that's important that we do a service project for the youth. What else we're going to do in regards to youth involvement, and then telling the story. And so National 4-H will be supporting us as we learn new ways to tell the Juntos 4-H story. So as discussed during the first planning meeting, we know that our objectives for this convening is answering the question, why Juntos, and why it's important for us to think about sustainability as we move forward as a national program. It's also important for us to think of ourselves, and the theme for the convening will be 2020 vision for this national program. And really the third one is, I think, key for all of us as we think through how do we build on communication, which is so hard when we're in different parts of the nation. So for us, we have this idea within our team here in North Carolina that we need to work as a PAC. So PAC for us means with purpose, accountability, and communication. And so again, as you think about your vision for National Juntos 4-H, and specifically for your Juntos program in your state, think about what PAC means to you when we work with purpose, accountability, and communication. So logistics here, and this is where we definitely want to have a conversation. So if you all have questions in regards to anything that I'm covering, please ask them during this time. So I know we've been having a lot of issues with our hotel reservations, and I apologize for that. The State View is connected to the university, and for some crazy reason, anytime that we do an event with that hotel, they have to actually have a project number, and they have to assign you with a project number. So it took a little bit longer than expected to get assigned a project number. And that's why when you all were calling to make reservations, they were not seeing our group, acknowledging our group as one of our events that they're having or they're hosting. But we do have 40 rooms reserved at the State View, so no worries, you're not gonna not have a room. You definitely will have a room at the hotel. And so we have finally gotten a phone number to call. So you see it here on the screen for that. But before that, we do need all of you to register. And you have a registration link that I sent you earlier on. And that registration link is really important because it's actually what will pay for the whole convening. And we have to have all of you registered so that we can prove that we're feeding all of you. And so that we're spending the money the way that we are supposed to. This link is actually based out of our College of Agriculture and Life Sciences within Extension. As you all know, it's a small grant that has allowed us to have this convening. And so we do appreciate the fact that Extension and CALS is supporting this event. So again, for hotel reservations, we are now able to call this number, the 800 number. And just so you all know, we have a deadline of February 25th to make those reservations. For anybody that is NC State Juntos, We will cover all the rooms for your youth, okay? But we still need you to register all your youth so that we can go ahead and register them. For national sites that have youth coming, we have 5 rooms that we will be able to cover for the convening. And so we definitely need you to, again, register your youth in the system. I hope you can hear me, and I apologize for the noise outside. So if you consider convening, does that make sense?
This is, I'm not sure. I may have missed the links. This information sent. Was it sent to an email recently?
Yeah, it was sent in an email a couple of weeks ago, but I will resend all the links after this call.
You're appreciated. Thank you.
Okay, so Diana, this is Gretchen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I've registered our youth for the convening. So now we need to register them for their hotel room. Is that correct?
Yes, Gretchen, since you guys are with the SIFAR grant with us,
Okay.
I think you'll be able to cover your youth through that grant.
Oh.
So go ahead and register your youth when you call the hotel. For all those who do not have grant funds to cover your youth, okay, we have, North Carolina has 5 rooms
Okay, that makes sense.
that are going to be assigned to youth. So I'm thinking about the states that do not have grant funds. We want to support you all in that way in covering the youth. So if we have 5 rooms, there's a possibility of matching those youth with another youth who's around the same age who can be a roommate, just like if they were going to go to college, right? So we want to give them that experience, but Nancy Marks, who's here, part of the team here in North Carolina, will make sure that we can match those kids and put them in the room. And then we will make those reservations, but we need to see that the kids are registered through our registration form. Okay, any other questions in regards to the information that's here? Good questions. And just for North Carolina folks, your youth will be covered through our grants. And so Nancy will be making those reservations for our North Carolina youth. Okay, so again, it is so important for all of us to register. And so here we know that North Carolina professionals were a little confused on, do we have to make hotel reservations? No, you don't. Nancy will make those reservations for you. If you want to room with somebody specifically, please just email her and let her know who you're wanting to room with.
Diana?
Yes.
There was a chat that someone asked, are the youth rooming with each other and how many per room? Would you like to address that?
Sure. So we'll most likely try our best to do 2 youth per room, so they're not sharing a bed. Yes, that is the goal. All right, so I'm gonna add something that might be complicated here, but it's an opportunity for us to think about how to save funds. So if you are a 4-H agent or a professional coming from another state and you're coming alone and you don't have someone to room with, but you want to save some funds and you want to room with someone, you can email Nancy Marks and she will try to match you with someone so that you can save some funds on that. what we need to do is you definitely need to register on the main link, registration link, and then email her and she will be able to make that match and let you know. For folks that want to be matched, what we'll do is we'll use our credit card, and then at the point where you register for the hotel, the two roommates that may not know each other will then put their credit card to split the cost. Does that make sense? This is just a way to support funding, because I know that a lot of you don't come with grant funding. So this is an opportunity to support you. Okay. I'm not sure if Julian is on the call, but I did want to mention that I know that. Hey, Julian. I did want to remind you all that National 4-H does have some scholarship funds for flights, for youth flights. And so, Julian, is it correct for me to say that to have the states invoice you and you'll let them know if you can cover the cost?
Yeah, before they invoice, if they just want to shoot me an email with some of that information, just like the overall cost for the flights, that would be helpful. And then we can make it a little bit more official with the invoicing so they don't have to go through the extra trouble. But just to give you all an update, I have $8,000 that I can provide in scholarships. So I'm hoping that can cover quite a few flights. So please just let me know, and I'm happy to help in any way that I can.
Does that sound good to everybody?
There's a question on the chat. Says New York trying to book a hotel and they also have queen beds, not doubles.
Okay, so there's a message from New York that they tried to reserve rooms. Don't worry about, I don't know when you called to reserve rooms, but they should have us in the system and they should have enough rooms that have 2 beds, 2 double beds. Nancy, do you want to address that question?
They're actually queen beds, but there are 2. We have 5 rooms that were just king bed individuals for those that want a room by themselves, and we have 30 that are what we call doubles but they are queen beds. It's 2 beds, not just 1 bed.
So if you're still having problems getting a room with 2 beds, 2 queen size beds, please email Nancy and let her know so that she can deal with the hotel. Okay. The other thing is that we did, with the new university minors guidelines, we did have to register this event with the college and the university. And at this point, it has been approved by the college. Just remember to bring your youth waiver forms that I sent out, and I will send them out again in the email so that you'll have those. So just make sure that the parent signs that, they can sign that waiver form, and then you can email it to me, and also bring a copy with you to the convening. Any questions before I move on? Can we have a count? Can each state please give us a count of how many youth you're planning to bring at this point? I know some of you are not going to be able to bring youth, but I know a lot of you have stated that you are, and some students have already been registered in the system. So Idaho, you stated you're bringing 2. Okay, so Idaho will bring 2. California? 2. Perfect. Illinois?
2.
2 from Illinois. Yep. Who else is on the call? I can't see everybody for some reason.
Hi, it's Nancy from Washington.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Diana. No youth, but we might send Alex.
Awesome.
Nevada is planning on one at this point. Carson City.
Hey, Nevada. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Oregon will not be sending youth this round.
Okay.
New York typically.
New York, 2 to 3. Okay. Indiana, none, because they're just about to start the program. And that is totally fine. Okay, I think, who am I missing? Sarah, Wisconsin, can you talk?
She's saying no.
Okay, so Wisconsin, none. Right. And Beth, Missouri.
Hi. No, we will not have any youth at this time.
Perfect. Yeah, Missouri's starting their program in 2021, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's the goal.
All right, awesome.
Thank you.
Great stuff. All right, thank you so much for that. That helps our folks that are planning the event for the youth to have a count as we wait for you all to register your youth. So I appreciate that. All right, now I can't move again. All right, here we go. All right, so not a lot has changed since the first time we discussed what's happening on Wednesday, outside from the fact that today we heard from the Lumina Foundation. I don't know if any of you have heard of the Lumina Foundation. They definitely give a lot of funding to education projects. And so they will be coming to be part of a panel of national leaders and state leader panel that we're going to have for our opening. We have our very own Scott Reed, who will be our keynote speaker. So we're excited to hear what he has to bring and why he invested in Juntos years ago when others were not ready to do so. So I'm excited to hear from him. And then we will definitely in the afternoon start our youth track. And then we'll have some time with our professionals from 4:45 to 5:50. You'll hear a little bit from the Vice Chancellor who here at NC State who took the chance on Juntos and made Juntos a university program of focus. So you'll be able to hear from him as well as someone who will bring some statistics and some demographic information from all of our states on what is happening in regards to Latino youth and around education. So we're excited to hear and for us all to have a packet that we can take with us in regards to what's going on in our states and why Juntos is needed. We also just wanted to let you all know we have invited various guests from North Carolina who have supported Juntos in the past. These are past funders, professionals, nonprofits, folks from every arena. And so you'll have an opportunity to connect with these individuals and have a conversation around why Juntos, right? And so this will happen during the social time. For the two states presentations, we've actually just focused in on having a couple of our alumni do a couple of presentations, and North Carolina will be the one presenting that evening during dinner. So that's what Wednesday looks like, right? And so we don't start the day until about 3. So hopefully you all will come in and have some time to relax. Definitely, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to email us if you want to connect, get to see North Carolina or anything like, or not North Carolina, Raleigh. Before the event starts, definitely we're here to support in that area around that area as well. Excuse me. So I think I've answered all of these questions. If any of you have specific questions that you would like to ask the panelists, I welcome those questions. I can tell you we have, a national funder around education, Lumina Foundation. We have the state extension leader who will be part of that panel. We have someone that we have just admired throughout the years, a professor from one of our state institutions who started the first Latinx Center in the state of North Carolina, and she will be joining us as well. And then we'll have Dr. Scott Reed as well that will be part of that panel. So this is homework for you all. If you have specific questions that you would like to ask those individuals, I definitely welcome them. I can come up with my own. I've got plenty of questions for them, but it can't be just me, that's for sure. So that's homework for you. The other thing that we will get to experience on that day is definitely, like I said, some 4-Hers who were part of writing the first 2 books of Juntos here in North Carolina. So you're going to get to meet a lot of them. The other ask that I want to make is I would love to have the 4-H pledge read in Spanish and English on this first day. And so I don't want to do it. I want youth to do it. So if you can send me the names of some youth that you think have the confidence would be totally fine reading the pledge and leading us in the 4-H pledge, please email me and I'll make sure that they are versed as soon as they get here to be able to do that for everybody during the opening session. Okay. Any questions about the 25th?
Dress attire for the youth.
Dress attire for the youth. I think that this will probably be the fanciest evening, just because of the fact that we'll have guests there.
We were thinking about creating a packing list for the youth.
Oh, would you guys appreciate a packing list for the youth? Okay, that's what, okay, look, thumbs up. Okay, see my staff, that's why I can't do this by myself. So we'll have a packing list for the youth and hopefully that'll help you all and we'll make sure we get that to you soon. Thank you, Bianca. Okay, anything else you all need? Okay. So Thursday the 26th is the heaviest day for us. We'll be doing a lot of work during this day. The students will be having fun and I wanted to give Juan Cortez, our student intern, graduate intern, an opportunity to share a little bit about what the youth will be doing on Thursday. So Juan, do you want to come here so they can see you? You have to introduce yourself too.
Sure. Let's see, where's the camera at?
Right there.
There. Hi everybody, my name is Juan. So for that day in the beginning, from the 9:45 to the 11:25 time period, we're actually going to be having a 2-part event. So half of the students will be split up to do the service component. So we're really going to ask students that are coming to the convening to bring 1 children's book. The books that they're going to be donating is going to be given to the Durham Book Harvest in order to do the service component. So those students are going to be organizing the books that other students also at state are going to be bringing. We're going to be advertising with flyers in different buildings to make sure books come in. So as we're organizing that, the other half of the students will be going to do a tour of the NC State campus so they can really experience what state's like. When that tour comes back, we'll switch the students off and they'll experience the tour and the other half will run the book drive. The next thing that students are going to be doing is actually, oh, my bad. I didn't know you guys can't see me. Okay, sorry about that. I'm just excited. Okay, so the next thing is we're actually going to have a presentation regarding Latinx leadership that myself and my associate Carmen have seen, and we're really excited about it because it talks about different leadership styles that are culturally relevant to Latino communities. honestly, I learned a lot of phrases that I didn't know there were words for. So I really am excited for the students to be exposed to this. After that, we will be actually going to Fountain Dining Hall to give the students a little taste of what a college dining hall is going to feel like. I think we confirmed that we're going to have a bus shuttle them from the event space to the dining hall so that they don't have to worry about the walking component. And then during the break, we here at State actually have this tunnel where students can spray paint. I think it's called Free Expression Tunnel. So we were thinking we're gonna have students come in and spray paint a little. Hopefully we'll have Juntos, and then maybe each state will have the ability to write their own little state, like stencils, maybe anything to really express their state and their time right now at state, like at this convening. Which leads me into my next thing. We're gonna request, and we'll put it on the packing list, that they bring clothes that they're not too attached with. I don't know if you've worked with spray paint, that does not come off. So let's prepare for that.
I also had a question about a youth participant form, expectation form. So like what should they, what do they need to be expected to do, or what are they agreeing to do by coming to this event?
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have an agreement form for the youth. Is that something that you all would like to see? And California is saying yes, yes.
I just say it mostly because I think there's really good, in my opinion, at least some agreement upon what we're going to go in with, what we may come out with. There's some consistency for us.
Okay, sounds good. We'll work on that. You guys are giving us homework.
Yes, is there any prep work for youth?
Not that I know of, no.
Somebody asked if there's any prep work for the youth, and the answer is not really.
Yeah, they can just come in with an open mind and ready to learn.
They're going to be able to partake in creating a couple of storytelling opportunities, and some of them will be identified to present those on the last day. But again, it will be students that volunteer to do so.
Okay. And then we have from 2:45 to 5:50, we're going to have 3 components. One is going to be the actual poem creation that we're going to be working on. So each state is going to come up with their own individual phrase that they're going to be using to represent their state. And we're going to combine every state's line together to make a unified poem. So we're going to be working on that. We're going to be working on vision mapping to see where students want to take their Juntos clubs into the future. This is about trying to find out how organized we're going to become and what we want to make of Juntos. So we're going to stress that with the students. And we're also going to talk about communication. So we're hoping to have a guest speaker talk about how to market and communicate and have a uniform structure for the club so that they know how to speak amongst each other. And that's it for that day. Go sit down.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Juan. All right, so the adults will be busy talking about the components of Juntos, the 4 components. I know some of you are not implementing all 4, but you'll benefit from just being around a conversation where we're talking about how does Academy happen. And the idea is to have different state leaders leading these conversations. So for example, Academy, we have California and Illinois that will be leading that conversation based on just how they do it. And they both do it very differently. Not very differently, but they do it differently. And so we want to hear about that. How different does Academy look, and what do we want to look like as we move forward and within that component. So again, it'll be an opportunity for us to have clear conversations and build on communication around how do we do this work better, and what do the components look like when we move forward as a national program. So that'll be the focus in the morning, and then we'll move on to the afternoon. I'm excited about what's been going on with the conversations that Oregon and North Carolina evaluators have had in regards to Juntos evaluation. We will have our IRB person, university person in the room to answer questions in regards to how deeply can we take this evaluation so that it is a national clearinghouse? If you guys want to title it or give it a name, we can think about how Idaho can use some of the North Carolina impact stories to share, to make their story more impactful in Idaho. So what do we look like when we're going to Bill Gates Foundation and saying, this is what we're doing nationally, and this is why you need to fund us in Idaho, right? So we're going to have those conversations about evaluation with having an open mind to what it is that you all want as well, right? And so this is where we'll be able to take it to the next level, as well as having conversations within the coordinators and the leaders of each state to see what evaluation looks like. All right, I did just want to tell you all that we will be traveling a little bit that day. We'll be moving from the hotel to a campus site. So we don't have to be in the hotel the whole time. I think that'll be exciting, especially because the youth will be able to experience our main campus as well. And then we will have dinner a little bit later that evening. And so one of the main things for us to think about is the fact that we need to make sure that our youth bring that children's book. And then the fact that some of the states that are not bringing youth will probably be presenting during our lunch time, just because our youth will not be present. I don't know if any of you who are bringing youth will use your youth to talk about Juntos in your state. But if you recall from the first meeting, we will assign you to a meal where you'll have about 10 to 15 minutes to talk about your vision, your state's vision for Juntos. And I'll send the objectives that I sent a couple of weeks ago in regards to that presentation to support you building that presentation up. And so any questions in regards to March 2026? All right, great. All right, and then we go to the last day that we'll be together. It'll be a short day, but I think it'll be an impactful day. We'll break out into professionals and youth separate, and then to just close us out on everything that we've been doing, we'll focus on the PAC and sustainability and what we look like moving forward. And then we'll come together for National 4-H to lead a conversation around telling the Juntos 4-H story. So we're excited to have professionals from National 4-H come and do that for us. One thing for lunch and presentations, we'll have an opportunity for folks to share the impact of the convening, specifically our youth. We'll have a keynote speaker. We actually, I think I told California and Oregon that they requested that we have a senator or legislator come and address what they are doing for education in our state. And we were able to get someone, so we're excited about that, except we're still having to get approval by the university to have that person actually come and, and speak to us, just because he is, you know, yes. So we have to get approval from the university for him to come. If he can come, great. If not, we'll have, we definitely have another person in mind to come and address the importance of Juntos. And then I did want to say, we'll finish at 3, and then for those folks who will not be able to travel that evening and are waiting for travels on Saturday, there is an opportunity for you all to join a group who will be touring downtown Raleigh and having dinner. And so there will be a sign-up sheet the day that you arrive to be able to do that. No obligation, it's just there for you to take, to have that opportunity if you wish to take it. So the request for March 27th, is for you. So National 4-H has requested that you bring 3 photos of Juntos 4-H programming. And if it's not, Indiana, Missouri, you guys, may not have pictures or do not have pictures of Juntos 4-H, but definitely think about the 3 photos that really address or the impact of what you're doing within your 4-H programming. And so that's the request that National 4-H has made.
Electronic or paper version or printed version?
Go ahead.
And Diana, I would say printed version if you have it. It doesn't have to be pretty. We're not going to be like sharing them or anything. It's really an activity to reflect on the photos and kind of discuss, okay, how can we form a story or form an outline around these photos. So it'll be a working session with the photos. So if you could have a printed copy, that would be great.
Yeah, great.
I will say I will open up a Google Doc where you can put those photos in. So one of the things that we want to do is create a slideshow of Juntos 4-H that will grow throughout the convening. So if you all provide those photos electronically, I will put them in that slideshow as well. So I will send a link to the folder, Google Doc folder, where you can add those pictures. Okay, and quickly, I'm going to send you these instructions, but this is what we've, the instructions that we've gotten in regards to how do I select those 3 photos, right? And what to think about when you're selecting the photos. Again, if you don't have Juntos 4-H photos, think about, your 4-H programming and selecting 3 photos that, that you think can tell that story. So I will be sending these instructions to you, so don't feel like you've got to capture it all right now in the seconds that that it's here. But definitely think through, because I think it'll be important for us to think through the pictures that we want to use. Okay, Julian, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
I don't think so. I think this all looks good, Diana. Thanks.
All right. So quickly, just to think about what we just discussed and next steps, we definitely know we all need to complete that registration, and I'll send you the link again. We have been told that we can call the hotel at this point to make room reservations. If you have any problems, please do not hesitate to call Nancy. She's been working with the hotel and trying to get everything figured out. If you have a need for a roommate, definitely contact Nancy. We talked about the fact that for youth flights, if you could email Jillian, and I'll send her email address and contact information in an email. Also to bring your youth waiver forms to the convening. And also if you could send me a screenshot or a copy of them, that would be great. And we'll have them in our files as well. And then we talked about the 3 photos that you'll bring. We talked about the 1 to 2, I put 2 here, but 1 to 2 children's book for the service project. And then I think that's it. I think I repeated myself in the 3 and 4. So any questions? Gosh, we ended early. This is great. I think you guys gained 18 minutes of your life back.
Well, thank you, Deanna. I appreciate it. We'll see everybody soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Diana.
De nada, Florida.
Good one.
See you tomorrow morning, bright and early.
Who's it? Oh, yes. Bye.
Yeah, remember?
Bye.
Adios.
Thank you. Excellent. Thank you.
Hi,
Yes.
Diana.
Ciao. Bye. If anybody has any questions, I'll stay. Lucinda, what's your question? I can't hear you. Let's see. Talk now and see if I can hear you.
You gotta click on her face.
I can't hear you, Lucinda. New York. You can.
Yeah, tell her she can type it.
You can type it in and we'll answer your question. Nancy, are you there?
Yes, I'm still here.
That's exciting that you might send Alex.
Yes, and so what happens and why we're so delayed in our state is our governor is not letting people from Washington travel to North Carolina.
Oh, you have to be creative with the type of funding.
Yes. So we can't use state funds, but we found another fund that we can use.
Okay, and
Yeah.
that happened to New York as well. So they're being creative with their funding as well.
Okay, great. I'm not sure if I can come, but if I can find someone else out in the county, that would be good.
Okay.
We've had troubles finding funding. Both of my foundation applications have gone up to the medical school rather than to fund Juntos 4-H.
Okay. Okay.
So we're working on it though.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Yeah. I hope to come. So we'll see.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Lucinda, did you want to? I think I can hear you now.
I'm here.
Okay. Hey, lady. What's your question?
Hold on. I can barely hear you now. I don't know what. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So the question was about presentations. I guess when I was talking with Olivia, she was saying we were responsible for doing one. So are we or not?
Yes, you are. Every state will do a 10 to 15 minute presentation during one of our meals. So I was just going to assign each state to do one. You can definitely have your youth be part of that presentation, and I will send you the objectives. So I sent out an email a couple of weeks ago in regards to the objectives to cover during the presentation, but I'll send it again.
Okay, then that explains it better because at the time I was thinking it was a more formal, so we were pulling PowerPoint stuff, all kind of things. So I was like, hold on, so let me ask this question again because I realized you had us during the conversation of meals. So that takes pressure off. That works.
Yeah. It's just really highlighting the work that you've done and where you're going. So giving everybody, you guys have done a tremendous amount of work around Juntos. Thinking, sharing that story, especially for some of the states that are just getting started, some of the strengths, the challenges that we want to hear it, right? But also just to share your New York Juntos 4-H story.
Okay, that sounds good. So, and just to recap for me, what I did is I took pictures of your slides, which worked very well for me. So now I can share it back. So I know everything that the youth are responsible for, and now I got an idea of what we need to do. So we'll follow up with you. We had to fill out forms like for additional funding for us to get down there. So listening to the conversation today gives me some more to write up because you're like, you gotta be able to say you're gonna walk away with some ideas for fiscal funding and all this kind of stuff. So they're making us, cross the T's, dot the I's, and so I want to make sure that I'm saying the right thing and I'm not promising more than actually will be fulfilled for the convening. So, all right, I think we're okay.
Okay, Lucinda, thank you so much. And I'll send more information through email. So you have the agenda for all the days and some more detailed information to support.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you. And you look so good on the picture.
I'm
sorry. All right, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. All right, any other questions? Anybody else?
Hi, Diana. This is Yomara.
Mayra, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, bien. I have a question, but it's not related with the convening.
Okay.
When is a good time to call you? Or I don't have any problem to call to talk now. It's just that I taking advantage of like being available.
I don't have anything else this afternoon, so ¿quieres hablar?
That will be short.
A las 3:15, ¿está bien?
Okay, that's perfect.
Bueno, ahí me llamas.
Okay, ¿te llamo a tu celular o a tu oficina?
A mi oficina al 919-515-3854.
Okay, 3854. Okay, bueno, gracias.
Igualmente, gracias. Okay. Any other questions? If not, everybody take care. Thank you so much for joining.